this is Jules from Good Luck, and you're watching episode number 29 of the LUCKDOWN. It's Wednesday. Hope you guys are well. Midweek. I know it's been a crazy time, and we're all still sitting on a little bit of a knife edge at the moment. But I hope that you guys are managing to keep yourself positive and motivated during this time. Obviously, the show, the LUCKDOWN, was started just to kind of help us, help you, help each other get through this together. And so, yeah, we started the show just to reach out to our fans to say, we're here for you guys. If you need us, hit us up. We're here to help each other through the lockdown on the LUCKDOWN. So very nice to have you guys tonight. And we have got a really epic lineup tonight. We've got a lineup that is just like so diverse and super just all over the show, but I think in a wonderful way. And starting off, we've got Fikile Moeti, otherwise known as DJ Fix. You guys will definitely know her from 5FM. She's got that amazing radio show, Forbes and Fix show, and they always just having the most awesome time bantering to each other. We love those two. So I interviewed her on the show, and she's just a very special person to my heart. Then we've got Jenny Morris cooking with Ben, which was quite an adventure. You're going to see what they made together. A lot of fun, a lot of laughs to have on that one. And then we've got Dave Scott and Raiven joining us from the Kiffness. If you don't know by now, they are going to be live streaming this Saturday. Third band to be on the Get Lucky streaming series of concerts, which is brought to you by Gordon's and Fitch and Leeds. It's going to be an absolutely epic show, guys. Not only are they going to be doing their own music, but a whole bunch of parody stuff as well. So you must tune in if you don't have plans for Saturday night. Get your tickets now on howler.co.za. We'll put the link here and just go and grab those tickets. Don't wait around, just do it right now. And then lastly, we're going to be chatting to digital entrepreneur Kirsty Bisset, who is just the most wonderful human being. She's had a very interesting interview all about the digital world, entrepreneurial space. So if you're interested in digital marketing, if you're interested in the whole new way of doing business, be sure to stay tuned to right to the end of the show, because you're going to love her interview. She's an amazing girl, and she's a power woman doing great things in business. But first up, one of my favorite people in the world. Her name is DJ Fix. We are like sisters from another mister. We really just get on so well. She is also just a really strong and vivacious woman, and she has got a lot to chat about with me today. She's got a son. She does yoga. She hosts a radio show, and she's got a scholarship program under her name. She is just the most incredible human being. Ladies and gents, live on the LUCKDOWN, this is my chat with DJ Fix.
Hey, Fixie.
Hi. How are you doing, my beautiful twin sister? Do you know that me and Jules share a birthday? Well, not an exact date, but we're both Virgos, and our birthdays are very close to each other. I'm the 10th of September, and you are the
11th. 9/11, baby.
9/11, the day after. I knew it was close.
But when I first met you, I just knew you were going to be a big deal, because you had this energy that just exuded crazy spirit and life from you, and I think you've continued in that vein. You know, you've had some incredible achievements. If you could just like spotlight 2 or 3 things that are really standout points for you in your career so far, what would you say that, like, say the top 2 or 3 would be?
That's a loaded question on its own, and I mean, that's a loaded question. I think I want to say 3. There are 3 things that have happened to me that I'm always thankful for. So I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for MTV Base. I happened to be in Cape Town, and I was studying film and media at UCT, and I was at the waterfront. And as I was walking around, I saw that they were doing MTV-based VJs, VJ search. I got involved. I won the Cape Town leg. I competed with like the Durban and the Joburg and the PE finalists, and that's how I won my ticket to Johannesburg. I finished my first year at UCT, and because my dad was like, you continue your studies at some point, all right? Mm-hmm. Just finish this year, and then you can do all your MTV stuff. So, I got like hands-on experience right away. So I would definitely say that winning the MTV VJ search was a huge thing for me. And I somehow found my way to 5FM. So joining 5FM was also a big deal for me. I clicked with the teams, I clicked with management, and I clicked with the brand, most importantly. So I would say like that's, for me, that's number two. And then number three would be when I started the fixed scholarship, was a new change in my life. I knew that I wanted to do so much more than just do entertainment. I come from a matriarchy of also women who were about education and they were about opportunities. And I knew like that is my sole purpose, is to provide opportunity to other women. So be like how I was given opportunities. So like just starting the fixed scholarship and getting to do a TED talk about it, I would say have been like my three highlights in my career so far.
It must be something about like Virgos or about September 10th and 11th babies, because I'm so much on your page, Fix. I've also been feeling this really deep calling to want to give back. And I think it's, I think it's such an important part of life, especially when you're uplifting people from a country where there is such a massive discrepancy. As you know, in our country, there's a huge discrepancy between haves and have-nots, and just trying to be able to close that gap and give the right people the opportunities that they otherwise wouldn't have had. It's a beautiful thing to be able to do, and gives you back tenfold what you put in. I'm sure you feel the same way with your scholarship. And Fix, tell me on that note, what made you actually decide education, or the fixed scholarship? Education's where it's at for me.
It's definitely a foundation from the family. It was ingrained that you don't just do something for yourself, and I think this appeals. And I speak only because I know a lot of Black families and how they grew up, and coming from a Black family myself, one of the things is you look out for your village. There's so much Ubuntu within a village, and it's not this family and their immediate family and they stick together only. Like my aunt is my mom. I've got my mom has 3 sisters. All of them are my mothers. At some point, I'm going to stay with them for like 3 months, 1 month, 10 months, or whatever it may be. And they all treated me like their kid. And I think that's where my kind of calling came from. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than me. That's where it kind of, and I will be honest, it stems really from my family, and it stems from my ancestors. Yeah. And that's where the education element comes in, because the grounding for everyone, the reason why we're all where we are today and where I am today is because of education.
Phenomenal. And I think we underestimate sometimes, especially as privileged people, how much education actually sets you apart. It's very difficult to even consider anyone else's circumstances if you really don't know what they haven't had that you've had. And I think it starts with just the way you think. You don't realize how much of an advantage that is to somebody who's had an education. So what you're doing is phenomenal. And from your side, on the whole mission, how many scholarships are you hoping to achieve? How many have you achieved? Is it 1? Is it 10? Is it like, what is the big goal for the Fix scholarship?
So the core of what we do at the Fixed Scholarship, and I've been doing this for 7 years now, this will be my 8th year. We're an NPO, and our focus is providing educational opportunities for women, whether it is in social enterprise, which is our flagship one, where we do with Gibbs Business Schools. So it's about anyone who's got an idea and they want to create impact, they want to create social impact. So 7 years later, we have, I'm losing count of how many women have gone through it. I think we got 15. Amazing. 14 to 15 females.
Amazing.
And for the first 5 years, I've got to say this, for the first 5 years, I paid out of my own gig money for those scholarships because I hadn't had a sustainable model.
Can we just give you a big round of applause?
I don't know if it's stupidity or not, though, Jules, because sometimes I'm just like, Fix, why didn't you get a partner on board, and this on board and that on board? And there's some years where I was just like, I should just cancel it. I shouldn't do it. And then I was just like, no, but come on, let's continue the legacy. People will catch on. You just need to stick to it. So, like any business, you know. And
I know. And if there was anyone to support, I think, you know, if any corporates out there watching this and listening to this, I think if there's anyone to support, I know you very well. I know where your heart's at. I know that you're so conscious about holistic approaches to everything. For me, you are like the future of Africa. You are like, you embody the future of Africa. Strong women. I mean, you're also a mother. You have a baby. Like, you do it all. I don't know. You literally do it all. So how can, if I'm a corporate business and I want to get in touch with you and work with you on some of the amazing things you're doing, what is the easiest way to get in touch with you, Fix, especially from the perspective of your scholarship?
Well, I mean, this year, as we know, that the gender-based violence situation has been really, really just crippling our country.
Yeah.
It's its own pandemic right now. I am a victim of abuse as well, so it's very close to my heart and it's very personal as well. So, and I think that the hashtag #MeToo goes for many women out there, and I really do believe that the system is designed to protect men in our country. So I bring that up because for the first time, we're actually going to be collaborating with thought leaders in the GBV world. I've always tried to stick to just what I do, and you know how they always say, stay in your lane, and that's what I've always done with the Fix Scholarship, because we are a scholarship at the end of the day. But this is too much of a dire crisis. So we're going to be doing stuff between August and December. So please look out for that. And if you want to join our venture, please, you can contact us. We are fixscholarship.co.za. That is our website. We're social entrepreneurs. We've been doing this for 7 years. Hold our hand. Let's collaborate. We know how to do this. Welcome to being a social entrepreneur is what I actually want to say to all businesses.
Yeah,
because you should be doing everything with intention. You should be doing everything with impact, no matter how much money you want to make.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You spot on, Fix. I think it was a realization that I had, because my aim was also to make millions and millions and then make a big, significant change. But I think COVID-19 taught me that there is no right time to or wrong time to start, you know. And if you haven't started yet, you might never start. So just start, no matter how big or small. The impact that you can have is like, you just have to kind of get your hands dirty. I agree. These things that we're talking about are not they're not easy things to talk about, you know. Gender-based violence, racism, people that are struggling financially, these are all difficult burdens to bear. The one thing I did want to say, just on the gender-based violence thing, just something to think about as well, are we focusing in the right place, or should we be focusing on the men? This is like, I'd love to unpack this with you a bit further, because I think maybe mentoring men is actually where it's at, not mentoring women. I don't know.
Absolutely, 100%. I am raising a boy. I am raising my own son, and I am so clear about the way that I'd love him to grow up. Because of all the damage that I see that many men have had to go through in South Africa, but just also worldwide, things that are deemed as normal. It's not normal. And we have to try and unlearn what we do, as well as women, as mothers. And I'll say this specifically as a mother. How am I possibly contributing to this as well? How is an absent father contributing to this? How are parents bickering and fighting and having abusive and toxic relationships in the house contributing to that? Yeah. So it's really about what are we doing and how are we handling our kids at home, particularly our boys. Are they getting the love that they need?
They're also being told it's okay to cry and, you know, and all this stuff. I think it's very, yeah. And I mean, your little Baba is so lucky to have you, because I know he's getting the best when it comes to a mum. And it's not to say you're going to be perfect, but you've got, your intentions are all in the right place. And Fix, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us on the LUCKDOWN. everyone, I hope everyone goes and supports the Fix Scholarship. Thank you for your radio show on 5FM. It's like it makes me happy every time I turn on the radio. I hear your voice, and thank you for everything you've been doing. Your yogi stuff, your mental health awareness stuff, your charity. It's really cool, and keep being wonderful, beautiful you.
Thank you so much. If there's anything that I can just say to everybody now, particularly during this time, is just always try and find some stillness. It's where I actually went into my yoga journey, and I think our country needs a lot of healing. Us women need a lot of healing. Men need a lot of healing. Whatever your healing process is, everyone lets it out in a different way, but just try find some peace and healing from within, and find some stillness in just like even 10 minutes to 30 minutes of your day.
Thank you for everything. Go and follow her. I'd Fix. Give me your Instagram quickly again.
It's at Fix Moeti on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter, and then at Fix Scholarship, same thing, all across the board on social media platforms.
Love you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the Lockdown. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, guys, how awesome was that interview with Fix? Don't you just love her? Aren't you just obsessed with her? She's such a wonderful person. I'm very proud to call her my friend. And guys, up next, I'm so excited because we have one of the most famous, is it infamous or famous? I don't know. Famous. Anyway, she's damn famous. Chefs from South Africa. You guys might know her as the Giggling Gourmet. We know her as Jenny Morris. She is such an epic lady. We've got her cooking in our Good Luck Studio kitchen with Ben. So if you don't know about her, she has just had the most prolific cooking career. She's had a amazing show on the Food Network. Also has written 3 cookbooks: Rude Food, Nude Food, and Good Food. And then her 4th cookbook was More Rude Food. So if that's not an indication of how this cooking show is going to go, then I don't know. But I think you guys are going to love your time with Jenny and Ben in the kitchen. Check this out. This is Jenny Morris cooking with our very own Benny boy.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the cooking edition of the Lockdown. I'm here with Jenny Morris, amazing. Well, I'm quite a fanboy actually. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a big honor to have you here. And I have given Jenny quite a challenge because I invited her here this morning and didn't tell her what I wanted to cook. She said to me, "Listen, you pick the recipe and we'll figure it out as we go along." So she's been thrown into the deep end, and today we're making banh mi. So I'm going to make a dressing.
Yes.
What are you getting started with?
The thing is, you bought these lovely porky rashers, so I think let's get this pan nice and hot
Cool.
because it wants to go hot.
We're on full heat.
Are we on full heat?
Yeah.
Hover your hand. It's not hot enough for
Yeah,
me
okay,
at this point
it'll get there in a second.
So why don't we
speed ramp this bit, buddy.
Yes, baby, make it hot. So now I'm feeling rather hot standing next to you. It could be my menopause or
this great little adjustment there.
I can make this boy blush.
Listen, I blush easily.
Oh, he's got a temperature.
My ruddy complexion.
Oh my goodness, he's got temperature. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I want to cook out the fat.
Yeah.
We're going to render the fat out, and then just before we take it out of the pan, we're going to just paint its little body with some honey.
Just so it's like glistening and get that mixture of the salts and the sweets and the sweet. Divine.
So we can get going if you want to. Let's just talk what's going to go into this dressing.
Okay.
So I've got some ginger. I love ginger because it's very, very zesty and it's got those lovely floral notes and citrusy notes. And it's got such depth. Oh, it's so punchy, darling. It's just going to wake you up.
And great to give you some good added vitamin C type flu busting.
It's nature's Viagra as well.
Oh, really?
It's very good for your circulation.
I was going to say that it was good for COVID-19, but I mean,
it is.
If you're getting down, it's also good, apparently.
Not down, up. But for COVID-19, you know why? Because it's very much an immune boosting ingredient. So you're going to take have you got the microplane?
Got the microplane? Sure.
Good. So what will happen is I want the juice. I want to get every last little bit of extraction out of that. And I'll just keep hovering my hand over the pan, okay, while you go with that. And then you're going to do some pounding. Do you like pounding? There's a good reason.
I mean, like a pestle and mortar is a good place to
start.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the reason I like to pound. When you pound, you can put things into something with a motor.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can sort of
I was going to use like a NutriBullet or something.
Like that. But that for me just cuts the flavor.
Yeah.
It releases some, but when you pound it,
and you bruise it, so
because there are two compounds and then they come together. That's why it gets the smell.
Yeah.
That's why it's called the
How much of this
stinking
ginger
rose.
do you want, by the way?
Oh, let's have a look. You're young. You don't need to have it very. Oh, let's put some more.
A little bit more. Okay.
Yes, a little bit more. Okay, so Ben, I'm going to get this in. Okay, I've just seasoned it just very gently.
And no oil in the pan?
Nothing, because it's got enough fat.
Okay.
Salt and pepper. I'm going to do that.
Okay, so I've got ginger. What else am I doing with this?
Oh, no, I'm going to.
Am I going to pound this this
You're
garlic?
going to pound the garlic. Put a little bit of brown sugar in there because I want a bit of.
You want that abrasive, like, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
How much is a little? Like a little pinch?
You can give it a big pinch.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Take one of those kaffir lime leaves. I'll do this. Give it a little hand hug because once again you want to release those beautiful oils.
Yeah.
You want to break.
And that in with the garlic.
Yes, and go.
Okay.
Come here. Can I show you?
Yes, of course.
I want you to hurt this leaf some more.
Okay.
Hit it.
You know, I was just trying not to splatter it all over
No,
me.
sweetheart, splatter it all over. Trust me. Splatter it. Hurt it. Look. Hurt it. Look. We're not going to eat the leaf because it's quite tough, but I want to just get that
you want that? Okay.
That's my boy.
Here we go. Listen, I was a drummer in a previous life.
There we go. Give me a bit of. Yeah, this is looking good. Lovely, Ben. Now, are you brave enough to just stick your finger and taste the garlic?
Of course.
Can you taste the leaf?
You know what's interesting is that the first thing you get is the bites of the sugar.
Yes.
There's immediate sweet explosion.
Yes.
Then you get that kind of like sharp snap of raw garlic.
Yes.
And then there's this amazing kind of like citrusy
perfume.
But it's also, I know you bought bay leaves as well.
Yes.
It actually does remind me a little bit of bay as well. There's like a mixture of bay and
something in the background.
Yeah.
Happy.
So look, that's what you want it to look like.
Yep.
A proper paste of gooey deliciousness.
Now what we're going to do
Into
is
this bowl?
some of the kaffir lime. I want you to zest
Okay.
one of them.
And so you're keeping the spicing on the pork quite simple, just salt and pepper.
Yes, because
we've got such an amazing dressing,
exactly.
we don't need to be.
We don't want to overstay. Right.
Okay, so this one I'm going to squeeze over my hand so that I catch all
that lovely juice. Yeah.
All of the pips, because there's quite a lot of pips.
Is that the kaffir lime has a lot of, this is the beauty. The beauty of this is
a lot of juice from the lime, hey?
It does give you a lot of juice, but not nearly as much as
not nearly as much as like
lime.
as like a lemon either.
Yes, not like a lemon. Would you like that a bit more crisp, or are you?
Oh no, that looks good.
Is that good?
Perfect.
All right.
Wow, you were right. So we didn't need any extra oil.
Nothing. Pork meat is nice and rich, and this is why it's going to work so well with the citrus, because it will cut through that richness, and we're going to have that little bit of sweetness. I'm going to just take some honey.
Yeah.
And just give it a good old. Oh, come on, you've got the muscles.
Oh,
I felt
okay,
that
yeah,
earlier.
There we go.
There we go. I'm going to just give it a bit of sesame oil.
More honey or?
No, that's good. Give
Perfect.
me some brown sugar. Give you a little bit of soy.
Oh, this is going to be.
Doesn't that smell divine?
Amazing.
I'm going to just...
So that fish sauce giving it sort of a little bit of a funky edge that cuts the sweetness.
No,
eh?
no. I didn't bring fish sauce.
So what is that?
That's sesame oil.
Is that sesame oil?
You're not allergic, are you?
No, not at all.
I can give you mouth to mouth.
No, bless you, darling.
Okay, love. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
So now it's all looking glistening. It's
beautiful.
That sort of caramel has coated everything.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be probably the best barmy ever.
I hope so, darling. Now, what I want to do is I want to start building this salad.
Okay.
So your juice is in here.
Yes.
Don't take. You've got the garlic, right?
Yeah. So everything's together.
Yeah.
Was it not meant to be together?
No, it's together.
Okay, cool.
Now I'm going to.
Some soy sauce.
Just some soy.
Yeah.
Give it that.
I'm
going to once again do some sesame oil. I'm so glad you don't have an allergy.
No, it's one of my favorite things.
Now we're going to taste that for sweetness. Okay.
I already did. Sorry.
And?
I think it needs more sweetness.
Well, then let's do it because I also like sweet and tart. That's your one.
More sweet?
Oh, of course. Brown sugar.
A good pinch.
Yum.
I'm going to go with 2.
Good. Do you like chili?
I love chili. It's I can't eat most things without chili.
I was going to ask you to pound this, but I think I'm rather going to slice it because I want to bite it. Okay. And then just pop it into there, my love. Did you put more brown sugar in there?
I did. I put 2 good sprinkles.
Okay. Then I want you to give that some rough love.
Cool.
Rough chop, okay? I always keep the stems. If it's like all woody,
Yeah,
then I fling
yes.
it out. But I want all
But
that
with
lovely
mint, you're
flavour.
generally
I want
safe with.
yes. And you like coriander?
Love coriander.
Good.
It's not a
That's-
barmy without
no.
coriander. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to.
Can I just pop all of that in there?
Yes, this is a clean spoon just for your
Okay,
information.
all right.
Mm,
Okay.
I want more sugar.
More.
Taste it.
Sure, sweet lady. Yeah.
No,
Or we
just-
could put some honey.
Let's do honey.
Where did we put the honey?
There, you
Oh,
can
I've
do
got
the
it.
squeeze. Nice, because the honey will just give it a nice depth.
All right.
Fine.
So all of this is a lot of spring onion.
So what?
Oh, okay.
I want you to take a small mouthful of this. I'm going to give you a piece of pork with it, okay?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just put a little bit of that on there so we know that this is the final destination.
Okay, let's go.
You want some more? And I don't think it needs salt. It needs nothing.
Hmm.
Are you happy? In you go. This will give it some nice crunch and a lot of texture.
So, guys, I can't explain to you. Like, sometimes you might look at how we've been like heavy-handed with ingredients, but actually,
Balance.
sometimes what you think is too much is actually the right amount. And I know you might have thought I put a lot of chili in, but actually,
I can't even taste it enough.
there's
For me.
a subtle burn there, but for someone who doesn't like chili would be totally happy with it. And I always say this, like, you know, you're looking for warmth. You don't necessarily need to be blowing your socks off. You're looking for the flavor.
Exactly.
But it's the combination of the honey, the sesame seed oil, the soy sauce, and then the punch of the ginger and the garlic and the herbs and the kaffir lime and the lime, the chili. Like, it just already, I mean, we haven't even built the sandwich, and I'm excited about what we're making here.
Okay, so just use that because you
Yeah.
can. I'm going to wash my hands. Because I need
And
to.
any preference of how long I should make this, or should we just do one long one?
Should we do one long one and cut
And then we
it?
can cut it. Okay, I'm just taking the ends off.
Okay.
And then... Okay,
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we add a little bit more mayo?
we can add a bit of mayo.
Yeah, I'll just put it
What
on
a
the
lovely
other
idea.
side. Yeah.
And let's get some tongs,
There we go.
and we can just grab
Now,
some pieces
be
of
very
this.
generous with that.
Okay. Ooh, a couple of little tricks at the end here.
Fill that
Yeah, I
hole.
know exactly. You got to.
She's begging to be filled. There we go.
go.
And now the meat just
Okay.
don't be shy.
So this delicious, unctuous pork.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It's just kind of perfectly cooked and so delicious. And I love this idea of the stickiness of the
At
honey.
the end.
So clever to kind of like give it that little, you know, because if you're trying to baste it in honey in the beginning,
Burns.
is this going to burn?
No.
Now,
I have deep fried a couple of noodles. I want you to
just crunch them
not,
over the
not
top.
too crushed, but just to back up. Yeah, that's it.
And then black sesame seeds.
And I've toasted these because you know what you want. You want that absolute
that nuttiness to kind of come.
Yes,
Yes,
you're my kind of boy. You know that.
Yeah, we're both nutty. I think that's probably it. How you
Nuts.
explain it. And then we'll just slice it down the middle
I
here.
think so.
And then what I always love to show everyone
You could add lettuce to
Is,
this as well. You know, the sky's the limit.
of where you can go with
Of
what
where you can
ingredients
go
you can
with it,
slip
yeah.
in. Listen, if you really don't like chili, then you know, don't do the chili. But come have a look. Look at how nice that looks. Look at that profile. You can see all the different colors, the different ingredients, the herbs, the vegetables, the meat.
Mm.
Okay, are we ready? Are we going to dive in here?
Oh God, this is,
Okay,
I
right.
got a
Here we
big
go.
mouth, but not
Listen.
that big. I think let's swap that. You have that one.
Okay, all right. You reckon this one's
Mm.
just a bit of a dinosaur? This one. Oh, yummy.
As long as you're
Okay.
not saying I'm a dinosaur, I'll beat you.
No.
Let's do
Here we
that.
go. Jump in.
Mm. Listen to that crunch. Is it good? Mummy knows best.
You know, you might have thought that we put a lot of the salad in,
Mm.
but because the pork is so rich
Delicious.
and so savory, you want this like fresh explosion that comes with. That's really ridiculously good. And the little black sesame seeds just add an extra element that I think plays really nicely with the coriander.
Mm.
Oh, it's properly good. You guys really need to make this. Making a mess everywhere. Lovely. Well, guys, that I think brings to a close, not on a sour note, a wonderful day with Jenny. Thank you so much for cooking with me. It's been super cool. I can't wait to dive into this and share some of it with the rest of the team because it really is extraordinary. If you've loved what we've done, please go and give Jenny a follow. She's amazing on social media and she's got wonderful cooking secrets and styles and recipes to share with everyone. You've got amazing books as well. So
yeah,
head on over to jennymorris.co.za or .com or one of them, all of them.
Well, you can just find me on social media, Jenny Morris Chef.
Okay, brilliant.
I love you, Ben.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. And we'll see you guys next time for the next episode of Cooking on the Lockdown.
Yeah, hope you guys are as hungry as I am now. That bami looked absolutely delicious. I've got to get myself one of those. I'm going to make myself one of those later on tonight. But yeah, guys, hit us up in the comments. If you put a comment in the side and we love it, we'll stick it into the stream. So please hit us up, keep interacting, keep engaging. If you guys don't know what the Lockdown's all about, one of the things we try to do with the Lockdown is to raise money for our Good Luck Cares feeding program. We have to date raised over 500,000 Rand. We're still pushing. We're still trying to get that number up because every week we're sending food trucks into Frejo and Khayelitsha of good organic produce from the farms. So if you guys keep supporting us, it means that we can support these communities for longer. So please check it out. The link is below. Donate what you can. Help us, help others who are really struggling through this tough time, through this COVID-19 situation. So yeah, guys, do what you can there. Coming up next, we've got the music segment. And before I chat to this very, very important and very special VVIP guest, I just wanted to throw back to one of the interviews that we had a couple of weeks ago with Kim Kelly and her incredible performance academy that she hosts. She's a phenomenal music teacher from Cape Town. And we spoke briefly about her showcase that she's having called the Young Legends Showcase for her school. All the young performers are going to be singing live for you on a special live streaming concert that's happening this Thursday, as in tomorrow, the 9th of July at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets on Quicket. Guys, upcoming musicians, we need to support them. We need to show them our love. You shouldn't just be booking tickets to the biggest and best artists. You should also be supporting the new up-and-coming artists. So please grab a ticket on Quicket. We'll put the link right here. But up next, we've got one of my favorite bands in South Africa. They are just the most epic guys. One of the guys in this band used to actually be in our band, Good Luck, and now he is joining the Kiffness, joining David Scott today. And I'm going to chat to them about their live streaming concert coming up. If you don't know by now, guys, it's going to be massive. It's going to be in our studio. Please support, grab a ticket. We are going to just transform the space into a Kiff world. It's going to be another level. So grab your tickets now on halo.co.za. Link is right here. And this is me chatting live on the Lockdown to the Kiffness.
Hey there, Corona, times are getting pretty hard. Can't believe that just 3 weeks ago was paying bills with this guitar. Now things are bad. Can't pay my rent, it's pretty sad. My landlord's mad. Oh, I'm stuck in quarantine. No, don't want COVID-19. Oh, do you believe in life after lockdown? I can deal with being by myself. I really don't think I'm strong enough to up and leave this life that I love. I can feel that I'm beside myself. I really don't want to leave my couch, no. I get locked down. I want banana bread. The naan is looking pretty brown, so I went locked down. I make banana bread while shedding and my dressing gown. I get locked down. I want banana bread. The naan is looking pretty brown, so I went locked down. I make banana bread while shedding and my dressing gown. In courses and mini traffic. Not a bag of ciggies to buy in the store. Is the inky tandazo? Yes to Moeti, illegal tender, cleaner, saliva on zone. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. Someone loves you, and that's what matters. Feel the love, just let it remember. Don't let the color of skin, no, stop you from making this planet better, 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 better.
Well, I don't even have to introduce these guys because you all know who they are. And if you don't, you literally have been living under like the most tiniest rock ever. Welcome to the Lockdown for the second time. The Kiffness.
Who's this guy?
And who's this guy? And Raiven. So for those of you who don't know, obviously the Kiffness, Dave has been in lockdown doing all of his parody stuff, and he is the core of the Kiffness. But in the band is Raiven Hansmann, who's been playing with Kiffness for how many years?
About 5 years now.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
2015. And
Next
prior
level.
to that, I was the spirit animal of Good Luck for 5 years.
We had him in our band. You guys, I mean, this is just like, you know, this is what happens in the music industry. You share. So so we had Rave with us for a good solid 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
5 years, and that makes us 10 years old. I'm feeling very old. That's crazy.
Wasn't it recently Kiffness 10 years as well?
Yeah, well, I actually don't know exactly how old the Kiffness is, but I saw that my Facebook page was made in May 2010.
Dude,
Because
that's
it
crazy.
shows you when it was made.
Happy
so.
10th birthday.
You too.
Eh?
So we started at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we changed our name a few times, and we had some years of just dabbling in other weird ways. But yeah, pretty much, eh?
Happy 10 years to
Happy
you.
10 years. Let's have a open bump for that.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate. So how have you been? Since we last spoke, because it was the beginning of lockdown, you just started this parody thing, things were starting to shapeshift and take over. You've pretty much just continued to dominate the COVID meme and parody circuit. How have you been feeling to all the craziness that's been happening in your life?
Well, I think having a creative outlet has been very important, and it just so happens that I enjoyed making the first parody.
Yeah.
And I realized that I had a sort of knack for taking original songs and just changing the words to kind of suit the situation. And
Make
I
it
just
funny
enjoyed it.
as hell.
yeah,
As
well, yeah, I mean, I just enjoyed it,
Yeah, yeah.
and people seemed to like it, so I just carried on doing it. I feel like I've run out of a little bit of steam now,
Okay.
but that's what happens with creativity. It comes like a wave, and
Yeah.
then you ride it, and then when the wave's done, then
Find another way.
yeah. So I mean, I'm still kind of doing parody stuff, but it's moving more into a sort of satire sphere at the moment,
Okay.
where it's more like political commentary.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on in the world politically. You know,
Sure.
people being moved to the right and left extremes.
Mm.
And I'm trying to sort of create a message that shows people that they need to be more moderate in their thinking if we want to avoid
Another war.
civil wars
Yeah.
and things like that. And I
Yeah.
mean, I think just people are very emotional at the moment, and I think with that emotion, people are more inclined to gravitate to extremes. And I'm just trying to be a mediator and try and see both sides and just call people to be more thoughtful in this time.
Dude, I'm completely on your page, and I think you hit the nail on the head. And I think also with the comical aspect, the satirical aspect, it also makes it way more accessible for a lot of people to get the message, as opposed to like telling them you must be more moderate. Like that's very difficult to some people.
It's a lot easier to digest in a song.
Yeah, and something funny and something like lighthearted. you know, and that's really awesome. So the next little chapter, because I mean, you've kept very much out of the live streaming and the concert playing fields, because I suppose you've been really busy creating parodies and making music, and the next chapter for you is to kind of now delve into this. What is your reason for staying away from it for so long?
Sheer terror.
Okay.
It's a very terrifying concept. I mean, I did one live stream on May the 4th,
Okay.
Star Wars Day, and I went out onto my balcony and played what's that song called?
Dun, 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 dun. No,
Dun,
not
yeah,
dun,
yeah.
dun,
The Death
dun,
March.
dun.
Yeah,
Dun,
it's
dun,
the
dun.
Death March or the Imperial
Imperial
March.
March.
Imperial March,
I
yeah.
did the Imperial March on my balcony, and my heart rate was just going wild. It's such a strange thing. Like we play to thousands of people all
Yeah.
the time, or we used to at least.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but it doesn't make me nervous anymore, really, unless it's a massive show like
Yeah.
Kirstenbosch. I got the same
Yeah.
feeling. But normally when you're playing to people, it's not that nerve-wracking. But I think when you're doing it online, it's the strange thing where you know people are watching, but you can't see them.
That's hard, yeah. You can't see their reaction.
And that freaks me out. It's scary.
Yeah. Sure. Let me put your mind at ease, though, because first of all, we are announcing in this very moment that very exciting, the Kiffness are going to be the third act on our Get Lucky streaming series, which we're super excited about, and we're pulling out all the stops for these guys. But put your mind at rest. The one really cool thing about the way we've designed the show is that you're going to be able to see a portion of the audience. Not everyone, because obviously we can't fit everyone in the Zoom room. It's like 100 caps. But if you guys get a VIP ticket, you can be seen on the screen, be part of the show, be behind the Kiffness every so often. So it'll be really cool. You can see yourself dancing on the screen, and you better dance, by the way. And then secondly, like, so you have this like rapport, and you can actually engage a little bit with the audience.
And that's why we've agreed to it, because
Yeah, you need
I
that.
think even when you guys approached us, we were
Yeah.
like, I was nervous
Yeah.
to kind of do it because, you know, it is uncharted waters. But when you explained, like, it's interactive and people
Yeah.
are chatting and you can see people's
Yeah.
faces, I think it just makes it not only more fun for us, but for the people watching and interacting. I mean, I've been on one of those shows where, you know, it's like a Zoom room, and then your face comes up on the live stream, and it's quite exciting.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
quite cool. Yeah.
So
No,
I
it's gonna
like
be
that
rad.
idea a lot.
And in terms of your actual show, because I think we all know that you kind of you wear two hats as a musician. You've got your music, which is so amazing, and you've had radio hits, and you've had like this Kiffness sound and brand that you guys have developed as an awesome live show over the years. And then you've got the funnier side, satirical side of what you do that is also like you're known for that too. What's your plan for the stream this weekend? Are you like looking to do one or the other or marry a bit?
Yeah, so we found a happy medium, I think. Raiven and I met last week to kind of just discuss the format of the show. And I think we found a happy balance between the sort of radio stuff and the parodies that we've been making. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't want to give too much away.
No, you got to get a ticket and watch.
Yeah, we generally structure our shows, and I think the lockdown parodies is going to be very interesting. But what happens with every Kiffness show, based on how Dave and I are friends, is there's a lot of things that happen that are unplanned, improvised, that happen off the cuff, that are reactive to maybe what's happening in the Zoom room, what's happening around with each other. So you might just make something up on the spot. You know,
Dude, that's so cool. That's so cool. And you know, you also have to make a drink as well, a Kiffness inspired cocktail. Yeah,
So,
you're gonna have to
Kifftail.
go. You're gonna have to have a Kifftail by the bar with Petey. He's become like world famous from these streams. He's more famous, I think, than any of the artists. At the end of the day, he's like crazy fun. And I think in a way, he's like vibe. As soon as I met him, I pictured like his vibe and your guys' vibe is gonna just complement each other because you love his energy, and he's like, he almost is a meme in himself, unto himself. So you guys have fun, make a Kifftail.
I think it's going to be a really good dance-off at the end of the set there.
Definitely. You can call him in.
But
You can call him in.
Probably the
He's
two best dancers I've seen on the internet in one place.
And my wife's, I think we're gonna be roping Yuta into it, so she's definitely gonna, I think, provide a lot of entertainment.
She's become quite famous recently.
No, it's actually so irritating because she's not even a musician. But I think after all of this, like the thing is, I've always known she could sing.
Yeah.
But like in this latest song we did, this Lady Gaga Shallow parody,
Yes, it's epic.
she just flipping started singing like a pro. Like I couldn't believe it. Like it's just, if you read all the comments, they're just all about Yuta. Oh, why did your wife sing so well?
So maybe there's like a side project that she needs to start now, hey?
Yeah. Well,
Cooking and singing, you know, that could be like a vibe.
Yeah, maybe is there a kitchen downstairs?
Upstairs. We could film upstairs. We can film anywhere, dude. We got roving cameras.
Maybe Yuta needs to be cooking
And
during
singing.
the live stream as well.
The floor is yours, Dave. This is your creative space to turn into whatever you want, dude. So that could work.
I like
the
it.
work. Ideas popping off here.
Friends
Yeah, super exciting. And guys, like, just personally, you know, besides because you've been busy, sure. How have you been feeling? You know, personally, just how's it been going for you guys the last few months?
Yeah, everyone's got their own interesting story to tell based
Sure.
on how their life has changed for the lockdown. Mine personally has been, I've been very lonely, been by myself, hanging out. So just like, yeah, it's very weird to observe the world by yourself.
You have
That's
a cat
the only
though,
thing.
at least.
I don't have a cat.
Oh, you don't
I
have a
can't
cat.
have one on my block of flats.
I would lend you
And-
George, but he's a bit of a
yeah,
nightmare
He's
sometimes.
beautiful. but other than that, it's been cool. Like having some time to sit down and reflect and to sort of consolidate and learn new skills.
Yeah.
build
And
your
just-
spaceship.
Yeah, build the spaceship and just jump forward into the brave new
As you
world.
Yeah, I mean, I visited Raiven last week, and just literally, it's like a spaceship that he's built with like cameras and like all his
Oh, for your
MIDI
streaming.
controllers.
Yeah.
So Raven's
Very
been
cool.
killing the streaming game. So I'm definitely gonna be,
On a
You know,
level, yeah,
yeah,
getting involved.
Well, that's cool, Rev. Any and all contributions to your show this week on the streaming side will always be very appreciated. Everyone knows the drama we had trying to get our first stream right. We had to do it twice. Yeah, it's uncharted territory, but I suppose
I'm building a little Sputnik satellite that can just like emit Wi-Fi to people. What I'm seeing here at the GoodLuck HQ is like, this is like SpaceX happening right here.
totally, as we do. And yourself?
How am I feeling? Well, I spent a bit of time with family, obviously taking all precautions. We missioned to Plets to go see family, which was great. It was nice to take a bit of time off because, yeah, I've just been crazy busy with all these parodies and just trying to ride this wave.
Yeah.
But now that I kind of feel like it's coming to an end, I want to just replenish myself. Like it takes a lot to just be creating this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm in a space of kind of, I'd say, recovery at the moment, but also just using my energy to focus on this live show.
Yeah.
And
Very
it's
cool.
nice to have a change. Like if you're just doing the same thing over and over again,
Yeah.
it does get a bit monotonous. So I welcome this new challenge, which is live streaming and putting on a show that we can all be proud of.
Yeah,
and it's just so
exactly.
cool that you guys are doing this, man, and providing such amazing equipment and the space and
Thank you.
everything is just really
that's
amazing.
Very kind words. I mean, this is all Ben's idea. I can't take much credit, as all our ideas are. I think it is nice. You know, it's nice for us to also to engage a different part of our creative brain, and we're getting to work with other artists in a different way and like showcase what they do. And it's actually was really weird for me to be behind the scenes for Biggie. I really enjoyed it. I was like, well, I just, you know, I don't have to worry about my makeup and my hair. I just can run around and make sure everyone's happy, and it's cool. And guys, if you haven't already bought your ticket by now, you have got to get one. The thing about Get Lucky streaming, there's two kind of points about it. The one is obviously giving artists an opportunity just to take over and go crazy and have the most world-class stream that we can facilitate, that we know how to facilitate on our end. And then the second thing is to be able to create a channel where fans can support artists directly through ticket sales, because obviously you guys know the music industry was like the first one to be affected. It's going to be the last one to stop being affected by the pandemic, and so that means zero income for the artists, no live performance revenue. And we need to still make sure that artists like Dave, like GoodLuck, like all the bands that you love can still survive at the end of this, so that you can still get the music that you want to hear moving forward. So make sure you support. It's not a lot of money. It's like 100 Rand or 120 Rand a ticket, right? And then unless you want to do a VIP tickets are, I think, 180. And that gets you into the golden circle, and you will be able to interact live with Dave and Rave and Matt and Matthew Gold, who's also joining, and Yuta as well. Wife in the kitchen, she's gonna be cooking and singing for you. So yeah, it's literally gonna be very accessible. And don't forget, it's not per person. It should be, but it's not. It's one ticket you can have for the whole family, round a braai, put it on, jewel with us, and we'll make it feel as close to the real thing as you can get. So grab your tickets now. Don't even wait till Saturday. Do it right now. Go get your ticket. We'll put the link here on the screen. Go grab your tickets. And guys, just in terms of the Saturday show, any like final thoughts about like what you're hoping at the end of the day? Are you just wanting to connect with your fans, or?
I'm just hoping that I can do Freddie Mercury justice in the Bohemian Rhapsody parody. Because it's one thing I think it's one thing like making these videos which are pre-produced.
Yes.
Because you can do it as many times as you want. And I'm not a singer like you. Like, I don't sing a lot on stage normally, but obviously during this lockdown I've been singing all these parodies.
really well, actually.
So I think, well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I have the luxury of a studio where I can edit and make myself sound good. It's a totally different story live. So
yeah, I think you guys need to tune in just to see if it, because that's a big one. I'd like throwing down that gauntlet, eh?
Yeah.
See if you can do Freddie Mercury justice.
Huge.
Yeah. Massive. You might have to get Utah to kind of back you up on that one, eh?
Yeah,
maybe?
and Raiven's a fantastic singer.
Yeah, Raiven.
He's been practicing his harmonies and but it's just amazing actually, like through this whole process I've just learned how actually amazing Freddie Mercury and the Beatles and all these artists from the 80s and 70s were.
Yeah.
Just like learning the harmonies.
They don't write music like that anymore, hey?
Yeah, no, it's mad.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, guys, I'm so excited. Everyone is so excited for your show on Saturday. It's going to be so big. Make sure whatever plans you have, if they do not involve a laptop and streaming the Kiffness, cancel them. Put on that, or it doesn't have to be a laptop, put on the TV, put on the laptop. Have a party if you want in your lounge. That's cool. You can kick away the furniture, grab a ticket, and make sure that you get involved this week, Saturday. It's going to be so much fun. And guys, thank you so much for your time today and for coming into the studio.
Right.
Not a lot of
Always
people
a
do
pleasure.
it. Yeah, really cool. Till
Looking
next
forward
time.
to Saturday.
See you guys there.
Cheers.
Cool. So how epic is that? How exciting is that? I hope you guys are all going to tune into that streaming concert on Saturday, the Get Lucky streaming 3.0. It's going to be super, super epic. So yeah, grab your tickets right now. Link is over here. Link is in the bio and all the comments. Make sure you keep commenting, guys. If you haven't joined our group, the Lucky Ones, yet, we want to hear from you. We want to hear who you guys want to have on the show. We want to hear who you guys want to interview. We want to hear, just talk to us. Anyone you want to see on the show, small businesses that we should be interviewing, people doing amazing things. It's all about you. This is your show. We're just here to facilitate it. So yeah, definitely hit us up on the Lucky Ones group. You can do that. We'll stick a link over here and link in the comments as well. Up next, guys, very, very excited to be bringing you Kirsty Bisset. She is just really an incredible woman with a lot of insight in digital marketing, into what it takes to be an entrepreneur in South Africa, and into the future of SMEs in this country and how they can really be the change makers of our country moving forward. So guys, please don't go anywhere. Stick around. Even if you're not like that interested in digital marketing, trust me, you're going to be very interested in this interview. This is me talking to the most phenomenal women from KZN. This is Kirsty Bisset live on the LUCKDOWN. Hello. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm so well, so good. It's so interesting at the moment. Things are kind of up and down as they are for everyone. How have you been?
Yeah, good. Also, I think the best way to describe it is just a roller coaster. Pretty standard. I feel that's accurate.
Now, my friend, we obviously go back a long way, and we met each other cheapers. It was a good few years ago now, and we've stayed in touch. We've come a long way together. We've had lots of fun times together. But just watching your career go from strength to strength over the years, and watching you blossom as a digital entrepreneur, and really just a powerhouse woman in the industry, in this entrepreneurial space, has been so cool. Talk to me about your companies. Talk to me about all the things that are happening in the life of Kirsty.
Okay, so I am down to 2 at the moment. There have been 5, but I'm down to 2 now. Okay, so Stir and Siftex are both digital agencies, and I know digital is a very large umbrella. So Stir focus primarily on digital and e-commerce solutions for clients in the FMCG, retail, and automotive space, and we have clients in the SA and UAE. While Siftex is solely involved in kind of go-to-market growth and conversion strategies for clients in the technology space, with a focus particularly on financial technology. We love to work with clients from the ground up, and we prefer to work throughout the business. And it's really, really fun to see how our work impacts the organization as a whole.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And I know that you've been just growing these companies from strength to strength, involving yourself on many different levels and with many different organizations, and it's very inspiring to see. As an SME and one who kind of also promotes, other SMEs, do you think that this is something that we really need to focus on over the next little while? And how do you think it plays into a country like South Africa, where, we're obviously we have a very big wealth discrepancy, and we have quite a different setup to more developed countries in the world. How important are SMEs to that?
Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious that SMEs are the answer, right? So I want to look at 2 things here, and particularly the personal characteristics of entrepreneurs in SA. We don't have a safety net. So we've really felt the brunt of lockdown. It's not like in the UK, where rent holidays were more available and governments assisted with salary bills. So we've proven once again that we're the most flexible, adaptive group of people in the world. We also possess next level resilience, right? We face very unique challenges, and the economy that's grinding to a halt, yet we keep trucking. So, changes in the global economy. We're seeing a lot of mistrust in banks and government and media. And this obviously impacts economies at a macro level. It impacts corporates, and that results in things like retrenchments. So where does that leave us? With SMEs. We can't rely on corporates anymore. We haven't been able to for many years. So our private sector needs to grow, and we need space to be able to do that. We need tax relief. We need less red tape when starting a business, when applying to service providers. Like you said, an embarrassingly large wealth divide, and SMEs can fill that gap.
You are so right, and said it exactly as succinctly as it could be said. With this new way of life and the sudden crunch that we've all had to deal with, how have you found that the digital space has helped SMEs or entrepreneurs or businesses in general? And do you see this being something that we carry, this new way of working being something that we carry forward into the future of the world?
You know what? I think everything that's happened in terms of what we've adopted isn't new. It's just been accelerated at a ridiculous rate. So, I mean, if you think about, the forces that move the planet, like erosion or plate tectonics or something like that, the world's always changing anyway. But then you get these massive cataclysmic events that really accelerate the change. So that's exactly what's happening.
That's actually a great analogy, by the way.
Thank you. Digital communications have impacted interaction and travel, and it also means we have to compete in different ways. Another obvious, I think, adaptation has been e-commerce and online transactions. And we think about the obvious impact on retail here, but what does it mean for things like banking and insurance and music? Suddenly people are trying to get their businesses online, but psychologically it's moving people, which is kind of what Siftex is trying to work with clients to build, that digital transactions are the future. And not only are they the future, but they're safer and they're more secure than risking human error, for example.
Then as somebody who really just has has also been through, as an entrepreneur, you've also been through quite a bit in the last time, and having to navigate the waters of obviously doing business very differently, and somebody who plays in the digital realm. What advice would you say to business owners? Maybe you could put together some sort of a digital survival kit for anyone who has had to see and use this time as an opportunity rather than a negative. What things would you say that they could use?
Yeah. So actually, before I answer that question, I want to speak to, I think, the key characteristics that will be really important to business owners, and that's one of empathy. I don't think we speak about the mental impact of this enough, and the time's been really tough on us economically, but mentally as well. So we need to look to how people are feeling, and this is going to shake up legacy businesses who have been so set in their ways and refusing to tech and what their people and their customers want. Your nimble and more agile businesses will survive this, and your dinosaurs are going to become more extinct. But from a survival kit point of view, I would say get your digital process and task management sorted. So there's so many tools out there like Asana and Monday.com that can ensure that you keep ahead of all of your tasks, and your whole team does as well. I think online servers and centralization of resources are also so important, making sure that all of your resources are accessible and safe. One thing that we've learned is that we need kind of a succinct, precise, compelling credentials deck or sales presentation or website, which isn't really something we've needed before because we've had the luxury of face-to-face interaction. But when you're trying to sell online, having that kind of digital pack is really important. And of course, look at e-commerce. Accessibility is the big term now. So make sales easy for people.
Super good, great advice, and very, very interesting, Kirsty. That's been awesome chatting to you. Before we wrap up, I have a final question, and that is just, do you see this culture of working remotely and more playing more in the digital space and focusing more on digital being a really big part of the future of how we work and do business? Or do you think we'll go back to our old ways of driving to meetings and having a cup of coffee face to face?
Yeah, we are creatures of habit, eh? Yeah, I think it'll stick around. For the time being, companies have a responsibility to their staff. So remote work should be sticking around for now. But when the world moves into an overall safer space, I think there'll be more of a push toward remote working because there's proof that it can work. But I think there are three things that need to be highly considered here. The first is health and safety. I don't know if we're ever going to be living in a world free of COVID. So all businesses need to instill strict measures. The second thing that will be impacted is culture. Is your staff impacted by working at home? Is their productivity impacted by working at home? Their efficiency? And then lastly, financially, remote work makes sense financially. We're going to be quite conscious of cost cutting coming out of this. So why have desks for 100 people when you can have desks for 50 people and just rotate your staff and save on rent? So unfortunately, there's never no, one size fits all solution. You kind of have to try and see what works.
Sure. Some great advice and some very interesting words from you, Kirsty. And I just want to say, personally, I'm very proud of you for being such a dynamic leader in the space, and the fact that you are flying the flag for women, women entrepreneurs. This is a wonderful thing, and keep doing what you're doing. And if anyone wants to get in touch with you or your agencies, what is the easiest and best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so if you want to connect with me, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, it's just Kirsty Bisset. And if you want to chat anything work-related, then just email me on info@kirstybisset.com, and, I can take a look and then allocate it to the right agency.
Lastly, before we wrap up the show, just something fun and free. And you are the biggest Taylor Swift fan in the world, right? Have you ever met Taylor?
No, me. Yes, I have met her, actually.
You have met her? Oh my gosh. I'm going to actually put the photograph right here. Check it out. This is Kirsty Taylor Swift. And you're another level.
Actually, a very professional businesswoman, but
No, Ben is the same. He's the boy version of you. He loves her as well.
really?
But yes, he
I had no
absolutely loves her.
that's so cool.
Well,
You know what? There's the obvious thing. There's her talent, her songwriting ability, her performance. But for me, she inspires me in terms of just her, despite all her success, she remains so humble. She remains so hardworking. Her work ethic,
unreal.
yeah, it's just out of this world. So that's really inspiring, to be one of the, if not the biggest artist in the world and still remain just so kind and humble is really something I look up to her for. So
Oh, that's so cool. It's so cool. I love her as well. And so I tell you what, one day when I meet her backstage, I'll just call you up and be like, come hang out and we can all like have
a
cocktails.
little collab. I see it.
Yeah, I love it. Chris, thank you so much for your time today and everything you've done for the industry. And we'll hopefully catch up with you soon.
Yes, please. Thanks so much.
I'm just rearranging the furniture over here, getting everything ready, guys. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Kirsty Bisset, and we're almost at the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been really epic to chat to you guys and to bring you some awesome entertainment from different musicians, different personalities, different people, business change makers, around South Africa. So thank you for tuning in. Guys, if you want to get yourself one of our awesome hoodies, obviously as a band, we've been, things have kind of been shaken up for us a little bit the last few months. We don't have any gigs. So we're looking to all our fans to kind of, if you are feeling chilly and you need to get a hoodie, support us, grab one of these hoodies. They're really cool. They say, be yourself down the arm. We've also just got in stock of the brand new mint green and white ones. They look epic. So jump onto our merchandise store, grab yourself a hoodie. The link will be here. The link will be in the bio, and do support our merchandise. We'll get it to you within 5 working days. And I promise you, this is honestly one of the warmest hoodies I've ever owned. So you'll really enjoy it. Guys, it's been wonderful chatting to you. I hope that you're still enjoying the lockdown. I hope that you're still feeling like you're part of this. Till next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, for your love, for your energy. Look after each other, look after yourself. Good night and good luck.
The coronavirus pandemic.
Yes.